the
Elephant and the donkey.
full elephant and the donkey.
Yeah.
There were also teeny beanies from McDonald's. So I have the teeny beanie political Beanie Babies too.
McDonald's got into this?
Yeah.
What? Keep politics out of my chicken nuggets.
I believe the first one was 2000.
Okay.
And I think it went until like 2004.
We were still doing Beanie Babies in 2000?
Of course.
Okay.
We were doing Beanie Babies.
Why? I don't know.
I mean,
why
we're
feel
still
like...
technically doing Beanie Babies,
Oh,
but
we
Beanie
are.
Babies still had a hold on people until like 2002, 2003.
I don't know why I thought the Beanie Baby thing was like early to mid 90s and then just stopped. Was that Pogs? It might have been Pogs. Pogs
Yeah.
was definitely from that time.
Sure.
Man.
But that is absolutely how I knew that politics were discussed in left and right terms, because they had lefty and righty Beanie Babies.
Like I said, I was middle-aged 20s or mid-20s, excuse me, when I found out that that's how we talked about it. I think once I started watching Jon Stewart every night, so take that back, I was about 19, 20 then, when I was like, oh, this is how we talk about politics. There's left over here, there's right over here. That's how we talk about these things. Till up to that point, it was just some dumbasses over there. Like, I don't know what to tell you. What was the song?
Fencing.
Oh, really?
I can't listen to music right now. I can't take a break. This show takes me out of my gold zone.
There are a few days or a few events where it's like, yo, I wish I had a cubicle job. And Olympics is one of them.
Oh, I don't, because then when we're done, even though you and I were both here far too long yesterday, but by the time I got home, I was able to sit down and watch like the entire second half of women's gymnastics. Well, technically, you have a cubicle when you work in the news, but I don't have a cubicle job, no. I had a cubicle internship.
Where you just sit there. And
yeah, I had an
doing stuff on the
administrative job. Yeah.
Give me that.
Oh, I hated it.
I'm not doing no work during the Olympics.
I would just go and sit in the bathroom sometimes for a change of scenery.
Oh gosh, yes. The amount of times I went to the bathroom to defecate when I had that job, I would go like 3 or 4 times a day just to get away.
The amount of times I would just go to the vending machine. I didn't want anything from the vending machine. I just needed to do something.
I shouldn't say this just in case, I get fired from here and have to get a cubicle job. But I would just walk around with a manila envelope full of papers. I'd walk really, really fast back and forth and stop at random people's desks. Nothing was in the papers. I wasn't doing any work.
The folder was empty. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, July 31st, last day of the month. Gonna be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, we'll do the best of the Olympics, day 4, a redemption gold for women's gymnastics, a big bronze for U.S. women's rugby. The U.S. lost both men's and women's 3-on-3 basketball games. What? We have more basketball today. Men take on South Sudan. We'll get into all of that. DeAngelo Williams will join us about 40 minutes in. We'll do some story time and WTF as well. It is Wednesday. You know what we say. Cowabunga!
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
You have proven everybody wrong every single time, every step of the way. Does it get frustrating that people are still skeptical that you can do this?
I kind of expect it now. I think I would be uncomfortable if people weren't doubting me all the time. It's just kind of been part of it, been part of my life. In college, I couldn't tell you why people keep doing it, but they keep doing it, and it keeps working out for me.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Looking at the college football playoff and the odds to make the college football playoff, this is the top 13 teams. 7 of these 13 are out of the SEC.
I think that first year in the SEC is going to be different. Like I do. I just think it's going to be different.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt, live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
They needed size. They needed shooting. What were your initial thoughts on how this class turned out for the Grizzlies?
Analytically looking at it, you had to have a big man, and they got the best big man that was left on the board.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Made it to the middle of the week. Started my day watching a major victory in Paris, CJ. They're swimming in the Seine. They are swimming in the Seine. The Seine River was dubbed not poopy enough for the triathlon competition to be postponed. They did it in spectacular fashion. The swimmers, they swam, they biked, they ran, they swam. How much money would it take for you to jump in the Seine? Someone asked me this yesterday. I said like $1,000.
A mil?
A mil?
A mil?
It's not guaranteed that there's a ton of E. coli in it.
Oh, it is
and the E.
guaranteed
coli
there's a ton
probably
of
wouldn't
E. coli.
kill you.
It's not going to kill me.
Right.
But
it's just gonna it's gonna give you bubble guts.
I can't handle any type of pain in my tummy region. I fold up and cry like a baby at that. So if you're telling me there's a chance that I might end up with E. coli and that might lead to
You need more money.
Yeah, give me more. A mil. Let's go.
I'm gonna like it for a couple thousand. I do love jumping in bodies of water.
And you like peeing in bodies of water, so you fit right in with the E. coli.
Okay, let's not conflate. It is normal to pee in an ocean. We have gone through this time and time again.
Ocean, lake,
river,
pool, just anybody, hot tub, any body of water.
Hot tub is the one. Hot tub is the one. And no, never a bathtub.
Would never be in a bathtub.
No,
when
never
taking
a bathtub.
Shower, you get out of the shower when you have to.
No,
pee.
you do it in the shower. There's a massive difference.
Bathtub
There is a
there.
massive difference than doing it in the bathtub than in the thing.
No,
I mean,
yes.
No.
Where you
Not
peeing
all
at?
showers are bathtubs.
Is your shower a bathtub?
Maybe, but have I ever used my bathtub? The answer is no, because I still have my handicap stool in there from my Achilles because it makes it easier to shave my legs. So there's no space to take a bath in my bathtub. I just use it as a shower, which is totally fine because then it washes down the stream.
You're peeing in the bathtub.
How do we get to this off of the Seine? I was giving the Olympics a win.
I'm just saying, man.
All Paris did was spend bajillions of dollars to clean the Seine River so that the triathlon could swim their way down the Seine River. And I have to admit, it was kind of beautiful to watch. And then I found myself in the back of my head being like, is this clean? Is this safe? But they did compete in it. And the end of the men's triathlon, if you are looking for a highlight from this morning, the end of that men's triathlon was absolutely insane. It was Alex Yee of Great Britain. Like, this thing felt as if it was done. It was going to be Hayden Wild out of New Zealand. He had a heavy lead. They're saying on the thing, it's all but gold for Hayden Wild. And then on the last straight, this Alex Yee just like pressed the zoom button and goes straight past him.
The music is playing. Act it out.
Okay, it goes like this. And then he won.
Your legs aren't even moving. Was he flying?
You can't see my legs. I hate this. Where's the bear? I can't act.
I gotta go get Brown Bear.
Brown Bear's gone.
I'll be back.
Brown Bear's been taken away. This was the picture at the end of it, and you see it's the guy who got gold and the guy who got silver sitting on the ground. Also, beautiful shot there of the Musée d'Orsay. Spectacular views continue from these Paris Olympics. But the guy who won silver came and sat next to the guy who won gold and was like legitimately congratulating him. It was beautiful. And then all these other men are puking around them. Like, there were multiple people who were vomiting after finishing the triathlon, which is swimming, running, biking, and this was the end of the running portion at the very end there. And this is a work of art, and they should put it in one of the wonderful Parisian art museums that are there. And now we have Brown Bear back in action. Thanks to CJ. Here, throw it to me.
I'm not throwing my Brown
Throw
Bear.
it to me. I'm safe.
You be gentle with Brown Bear. He's 30.
He swam. He swam, he swam, he cycled, and he ran, and he ran, and he ran, and he wins the gold. Yay!
Gotta get Brown Bear a medal.
We do. Next year. Next 4 years.
Next year. Next 4 years.
Next 4 years.
It's 4 years before we found a medal for Brown Bear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I watched that this morning. I watched U.S. lose to Iran in saber team fencing. First to 45, moved on. It was tied at 44 all, and Iran got the last point. So that was dramatic. It came off of a day yesterday where I cried twice, CJ. I cried twice watching the Olympics yesterday. As well I should have.
Can I guess the times?
Oh, you absolutely can. Go for it.
Rugby bronze.
Yep.
And gymnastics gold.
Ding, 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 ding,
like those, how can you be an American and not cry tears of joy? It's the first time in 100 years we've medaled in rugby at the Olympics.
And we beat Australia, a rugby powerhouse.
We beat them, pulled off the upset, and then we're the bullies on the block in women's gymnastics. And they went out there and they performed as such. What a great performance.
Put on a clinic. We'll start with the U.S. women's gymnastics because that was the story of yesterday with them winning the team gold. Simone Biles, Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, Jade Carey, and even Hesley Rivera, who did not compete yesterday, but she's on the team. She helped with qualifying. She gets a medal too. They blew away the competition. Like, they won by almost 6 points. Italy got silver. Brazil got bronze. But you could just feel the energy swarming around this U.S. women's team. And at the center of it is Simone Biles, and it's a redemption moment for Team USA. It's a redemption moment for Simone Biles, who is very clearly the greatest of all time. Like, we throw around GOATs far too often, and it takes away from the true GOATs of the world, and Simone Biles is one of those. She's now the most decorated Olympic gymnast in U.S. history. She has 8 total medals, 5 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze, and she did not need a redemption for her twisties in Tokyo moment. But this just furthers her legacy and how she will be eternally remembered in sports, period, not just in gymnastics, but as one of the greatest athletes of all time. They have named moves after her. They have changed difficulty levels because of how incredible she is. And to see her walk up to that vault yesterday, in particular, the event that she had the issue with the twisties back in Tokyo, and she just nailed it. And there was a hush over everybody as they watched her, and then it just erupted. Every single time Simone Biles does something, the crowd and the audience, it sounds like a thunderstorm is sweeping through because everybody cares so much watching her. She had the biggest smile on her face. There were wonderful moments from Suni Lee. Jordan Childs nailed her floor routine, which was one of the standout moments of the team aspect of it. But this is Simone Biles' Olympics, and yesterday proved why.
Absolutely, and I needed to see the redemption, and my thoughts weren't going to be swayed one way or the other but it's something about a redemption story. It's something about an athlete as great as Simone Biles is overcoming adversity. It reminds me that, hey, even the best of us at moments have tough times. And if she can respond like that, I can respond like that. Like, I don't have a whole lot of role models. I at this age, I have none. I wouldn't mind being, like, if you said, CJ, who's the closest thing to a role model for you right now? Simone Biles, because of what she did, right? Like, that means something. And people got to understand, like, you see how high she's getting up in the air. If she's losing where she is in the air, if she's losing body control or losing depth perception or losing whatever the hell it is that you lose with the twisties, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. According to the zoo, she's 12 feet in the air. She's up there with the giraffe. She's as high as a giraffe when she flips. Also, vote for Memphis Zoo for best zoo. Go to their website. They'll tell you more about that. 12 feet in the air? Right. That's dangerous. Right. And she does that routinely, and she nails it almost every single time. Basically every single time, but that one time in Tokyo. I can't believe people are... I couldn't believe it then, and I can't believe it now, that people would have anything negative to say about Simone Biles stepping away from Olympic competition in 2021 because mentally she wasn't right and she was fighting to try and get right. And for her to go out there and win gold in the team and then win the what's it called? The U.S. championship, whatever it is that U.S. Gymnastics does to qualify. Yeah. For her to be the best there and clearly to be the best on this team 3 years after that moment, I hope it shuts everybody who doubted her up. I really do.
I truly...
It hasn't, though.
It hasn't.
I'll let your boy JD.
Give me a slow zoom. Give me a slow zoom. Come here. Right here. I want you, if you're out there in your strange, weird little corner of the internet, if you are still hating on Simone Biles for any reason, get a life. Truly, get a life. This is one of the most spectacular phenomenons that we will ever get to watch, and she is American. She competes for the United States of America. That's our country. We are all in this together, High School Musical style. And if you want to stay on the other side, that's weird and strange and completely unwarranted. She has done nothing but succeed, and in a moment where she lost herself, she lost her power, she lost her prowess, she came back. She talked yesterday, she had therapy yesterday morning. What a great example is that? Hey, I've learned how to get my mentals right to match the physical specimen that I am on the mat, on the bars, on the vault. And now everything is aligned. And she didn't come back. Well, she didn't come back for you. She didn't come back for me. She came back for herself. This was an Olympics for Simone Biles to come back and prove to herself. Now, is she going to be petty along the way? Absolutely, because this was Simone Biles' caption on Instagram yesterday. She said, lack of talent, lazy, Olympic champions. And this is a direct shot to Michaela Skinner, another former U.S. women's gymnast who had a video earlier this month. I don't believe we ever talked about it on the show because I didn't even want to breathe air into it. But she was talking about the changing of U.S. women's gymnastics and going from the Caroli era, which was full of abuse for so many young gymnasts in this country, and saying that this year's team just didn't have the same stuff that the teams of old have. And guess what? They have the same stuff. They have a gold medal that they won as a team yesterday.
We are pivoting towards a more therapeutic way of dealing with everybody. And in sports, that goes directly in contrast to the stuff that we've been doing in sports, right? You go all the way back to the 40s, 50s, 60s, and we weren't giving dudes water during football practice, during two-a-days. You come to now or to the early 2000s, what, a coach can't choke the hell out of his player, Bobby Knight style, right? Like, and as we've made this a less abusive environment for athletes, the complaint has always been, hey, they're soft. They can't get the job done because they're not tough enough. My coach back in the day would have ran us till we vomited. Yep. And Simone Biles and this gymnastics team that is led by Simone Biles have shown, hey, you don't have to be abused to be great. You don't have to be abusive to get greatness out of people. Right. You know, like I'm reminded about the Atlanta episode, the Michael Jackson episode, right? Like that's what it reminds me of, because that was the point of that episode where it is, hey, if Michael Jackson was loved, right? If Joe Jackson wasn't out there beating the hell out of them dudes constantly, but Michael Jackson has still been great. Like, greatness is what greatness is. Abuse doesn't bring that out. So we can't keep leaning on abuse to try and bring out the best in people. You can lean on adversity. Adversity does that. But you don't have to manufacture adversity by becoming abusive. And for Simone Biles, who's been through a whole lot, not just the twisty things, but I do believe she was one of the young girls, young women in the Nasser suit, for her to go through all of that and stick with this sport and continue to be great at this sport, and for all of them to continue to stick through this sport and continue to be great at this sport while saying, hey, I'm going to stand up for myself. You're not going to treat me this way. You're not going to talk to me this way. And if I do have something going on with my mentals, I am going to take time off to try and fix that and then come back and then to win. I think it shows that, hey, you can take care of your mentals and still be tough. You can get therapy and still get the job done. So again, tip of the cap, hats off to her, a true American hero, Simone Biles.
2 options for the name of this gymnastics team, courtesy of Simone Biles. Allie Raceman was there, also former gold medalist for Team USA. She asked Simone, like, what do you call this team? And Simone called it the FAAFO team.
FAFO!
The FAFO?
That's my team.
The F around and find out team, which I love. And then Simone Biles came back on Twitter and said, or the official team name could be the Golden Girls, because they are the oldest outside of Hesley Rivera. I prefer the FAFO.
I love the FAFO.
They could be the FAFO Golden Girls. The F around and find out Golden Girls. It's a little
way
long.
Too long.
It's a little long.
That's way too long.
I'm going with FAFO.
Just stick with the FAFO.
Stick with the FAFO.
Stick with the FAFO.
Because it's always been like
finger
the
to
Fab
everybody.
Five. Like it's always usually the alliteration. And the FAFO 5, like the Golden Girls 5 takes it out of the F's. It's the G's. It's a different letter of the alphabet. It's one less.
Yeah, well,
one more, one forward.
Depending on what part of the nation you're in and what you're, this might be a 2 Americas scene, where one America's like, yeah, we like the Golden Girls. And I love the nickname, the Golden Girls, because the Golden Girls were great and this team was great, right?
Sure.
Like that makes sense. Also, it was 4 Golden Girls. It's 5 of them, but 4 of them competed for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 4 and 4.
Okay.
Is there a 5th Golden Girl we can throw in there? Maybe like Blanche's sister or something like that to make it even 5. I don't know. We'll figure that. Sophia's got a sister. We'll figure that out. But the FAFO is great. And to see them whispering to Simone Biles, like, hey, this is what you need to say. I want to be a fly, like right there by their ear to hear the names they were telling Simone as she's trying to figure everything out.
I loved listening to them immediately try to play in their TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
Like the footage, they win, it's official. And the first thing they're going to is, well, I want this flag to do this TikTok, and I'm going to do this TikTok. And my TikTok is full of U.S. women's gymnastics TikTok. My TikTok has also been full of U.S. women's rugby, which, as you guessed, was the second time that I cried yesterday, even though it happened before the gymnastics. So I was like prepped and primed for more tears to flow by the time we got to Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnast team. But the U.S. women's rugby team gets a bronze, as CJ said, first time medaling in rugby ever at the Olympics for a rugby sevens team out of the United States of America, men or women. And I say we, because the collective became rugby fans this Olympic cycle because of this group. And for them to get a bronze, to beat Australia, to do it in the fashion that they did, we cannot show the highlights, evergreen tweet. I can't even use Brown Bear to applicably say, are you gonna run 90 yards? Are you gonna run 90 yards straight for the goal zone? Because that is what Alex Cedric did. This game was dead. It was over. I had come to the conclusion that this just wasn't the year, that they would have to build on the momentum, the next Olympic cycle, and carry on with the rugby sevens, growing popularity and growing success in America. But then Alex Cedric gets the ball. She gets an opening in the Australian defense, and she was off to the races. And just wide open field, turf in front of her. She scores. They get the extra points afterwards. They win, take down Australia. Canada had beaten Australia earlier in the day. Canada advanced to the gold medal match. They fell to New Zealand. New Zealand built different, but we're coming. North America is coming for rugby domination, with Canada getting silver, America getting the bronze. And I will always be appreciative of Alana Marr.
So, okay. So
Sure.
90 yards.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
90 yards. I mean,
Yards.
90 yards. So this is one. That's 90. So she's here.
Yes.
And then, like, the defender comes here. She's like, nope. And
Yes.
another one's like, wow.
Yes.
Get out of here.
It's out of the frame.
Scores. Why you don't? We need that.
It's still there. It's in the. Is it called the end zone? I keep calling it. I keep using when I'm watching football. I regularly am using football terms. I'm like touchdown, even though it's not a touchdown.
Do you think? Because I had this thought. Because I've gotten swept up in the rugby as well. Do you think rugby could work as a spring sport over here?
Yes. Oh, I'm all in. There's an investor.
I'm not sure if 17 on 17.
7 on 7.
I'm not sure if the 15s, if the regular rugby could work. I think 7s though. I think the 7s could work. 7 on 7, that big ass field. There's always stuff happening. It's only 7-minute halves. You play multiple games in a day. I think that could work as a spring sport over here.
I do too, and I think that how people got because you fall in love with sports during the Olympics, or some of us do. Like you become obsessed with the sport, and then it kind of leaves your mind for 4 years, and you're like, okay, well the next, like fencing, for example. I do not watch fencing any time other than the Olympics, and then I am reminded that fencers are flipping crazy, and I actually enjoy watching the occasional fencing match. I watched some BMX action this morning, and sure, I'll tap in for the X Games for things like BMX or skateboarding or in the winter sports. I always love watching snowboarding, skiing, whatever that may be. I think rugby has staying power. I think rugby has staying power because there are so many similarities to sports that we already love here in America. There are characters, human beings, but characters who have taken off within the sport that have staying power. And now it came out yesterday that I believe the owner of the Washington Spirit, she has invested $4 million in the USA Women's Rugby program because you are smelling success and potential. And if we have learned anything, particularly in the history of women's sports, it is strike while it's hot. Don't be too late. So carry this momentum forward, and all of these women can continue to grow in their sport. And I think it's something that people could get around here, because I found myself Googling this morning, like, where is the next big rugby event? And they're all over the world. There's one in LA in a couple months. There's one in Vancouver. So if you're looking for something that's closer to home. But the fact that they got bronze was just awesome. And like doing it, Australia was so sad. Like, we're crying tears of joy. Australia was crying tears of sadness because they lost to the United States of America.
You're not supposed to lose that if you're Australia. You're not supposed to be in the.
You're not supposed to be in the. Well, they weren't supposed to lose to Canada. That's why I give props to our friends up north, who are not always our friends when they are cheating on the soccer field. But in the situation of yesterday, I was like, you are our friends. We are one, North America. We are here to crush Australia and New Zealand in rugby.
Did Canada win?
No.
Okay.
They lost to New Zealand. They got the silver.
I didn't.
But they beat Australia.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
We beat Australia. And once again, just reminding
we got to train another 4 years to come for New Zealand. You used the word hoss the other day to describe Ilana Mar. Like, that entire New Zealand team is hossesses.
That's who USA lost to, was New Zealand. And we watched that. I was watching that either on the phone during the show or right after the show. And you're right. All of them. I'm pretty sure somebody out there broke one of the New Zealand chicks' wrists. And she just got it taped up and came back in.
Kept going.
Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
I did not like that.
No. I see why. If Steven Adams is the only boy in the family, or is he's certainly the youngest.
Right. His sister played rugby.
Yeah, I see why Steven Adams is the way that he is.
Yep.
If those are the type of women y'all are making in New Zealand, like, good Lord. Gosh, broken wrists coming back to play rugby? No.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, disappointment on the basketball court for the United States of America yesterday. I will tell you why our 3-on-3 teams cannot include NBA players, because I found myself thinking, why can't we just fill this team with all of the great players who didn't make the men's national team? But there's a reason for it. There's a reason why I watched 35-year-old Jimmer Fredette get stuffed yesterday in the 3-on-3 action. We'll get into that, some other Olympic news from yesterday and today when we come back.
We're going to talk about some nicknames in the NBA. There are some great nicknames out there. There are also some really bad nicknames.
I'm going to go number one. I'm going to go all time. Charles Barkley. The round mound of rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
When he was coming out of school. I'd never leave that nickname for Chuck, the Chuckster. I'd rather call him the Chuckster.
Harrison Barnes. The Black Falcon. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I just don't understand. IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Gigi gonna be just fine, bro. Like he probably, like Josh probably number 1, and he's probably number 2 most talented teammates I've ever had.
Just raw talent.
Like,
wow.
bro, like
just go to the gym, hoop type stuff.
Like you walk in the gym and he might be doing a workout and you're gonna look over and be like, damn.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You have proven everybody wrong every single time, every step of the way. Does it get frustrating that people are still skeptical that you can do this?
I kind of expect it now. I think I would be uncomfortable if people weren't doubting me all the time. It's just kind of been part of it, been part of my life. In college, I couldn't tell you why people keep doing it, but they keep doing it, and it keeps working out for me.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. We have 2 pairs of shoes that literally are not released to the public right now, and we're going to give you a live look.
First look in hand of the Armor Year 3.
Look at that leather.
Leather is super nice on this here. I actually tried to cheat this into my top 10 so far, but Kelsey said I could. These have yet to be seen. These are the Armor Year 4s. These are called Phantom. I'm sorry, these are called Phantom.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
SWAC Media Day was fun. Did anything stand out to you before we get into the meat of it?
It's a family atmosphere, and it's because we all have something invested in HBCU sports and football. Like, it's a community more so than it is these are the athletes, these are the coaches, and they're separate from the media.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back. Team USA men's basketball team back in action today. CJ, have you seen what the line is for their game against South Sudan?
It's got to be like 33.5.
28.5.
Okay. Kind of close.
They beat Puerto Rico. Give them a couple points.
No. What does that matter to me?
Well, it means that maybe if they're 28.5 point dogs instead of 33.5 point dogs.
South Sudan, great story. One of the best stories at the
Truly.
Olympics.
Luol Deng doing phenomenal work. Today you go down.
13 years in existence. No indoor basketball gyms in that nation. You're playing the United States of America, though. Like, you're playing the best of the best. You're playing how many Hall of Famers?
12.
How many?
All 12.
All 12?
All 12.
Halliburton Hall of Famer? Okay.
Derek White, bald-headed assassin Hall of Famer?
He's already in the bald-headed assassin Hall of Fame. I can't think of many bald-headed assassins that's better than Derek White.
Let's say 9 guaranteed.
How many top 20 NBA players all time? How many top 15? How many top 10 NBA players of all time are on this team? They should go out there and run the score up. They should.
Are you smashing 28.5?
Am I?
Like, if you're a betting man. If I'm a
betting man.
If you were a betting
We're
man.
going to put something like jelly beans on there.
If we were picking jelly beans that we've conveniently forgotten to do.
Yeah, I right now, jelly bean bet. No matter what happens this week, because we're get rid of the jelly beans. We stopped doing that for some reason. We forgot.
I put them in. You haven't done any Olympics.
Give me 28.5.
Okay.
I would USA 28.5. That's a big line. It's only 40 minutes, and they should cover that comfortably.
Does Joel Embiid start?
Yes. Yeah, Steve Kerr's not changing it. If Joel Embiid wasn't starting, if you could say, CJ, I guarantee you, Joel Embiid and Jason Tatum don't play at all, I'll be like, yes.
Be like 35 and a half, give it to me.
42, give it to me. I need it. Well, yo, they're going to go out there. I can't imagine that South Sudan, even though they almost beat them, I can't imagine after that scare that the U.S. team isn't going to be up for this. It's going to be like,
they're
okay,
prepared.
we can't
They're not going to get caught
them.
sleeping. Right.
And what are you going to do with LeBron James, Steph Curry? And then Kevin Durant is coming off the bench. What are you going to do?
You have a fresh Jason Tatum. Fresh legs for Jason Tatum.
That's your prayer. That's your hope.
Like,
that Steve Kerr somehow gets bullied by Boston fans into playing Tatum at all. That is your hope.
Oh, he's going to play Tatum.
He shouldn't play Tatum.
I think he'll play
Play
Tatum.
him for what?
I think you'll be up enough that you can mess around with different lineups and get some, what is Taylor Jenkins, data points. You can get some data points moving forward.
You
better get data points because
two minutes
that
left.
other group, France almost lost yesterday. France should have lost yesterday. Let's be perfectly clear. France should have been upset by Japan. Japan deserved the win. They kicked Rui Hachimura out of that game unfairly on a call on an unsportsmanlike foul on Rudy Gobert. I don't think it would have even been called a flagrant in the NBA, but the FIBA rules unsportsmanlike. Rui Hachimura was out of that game. He was cooking France, which was so bizarre to watch. One, because Victor Wembanyama is taller, he's taller than everyone, so that's a moot point. But when it comes to being on a court with Team Japan, I felt like that's how I would look trying to play basketball against Victor Wembanyama. The still images of Wemby just towering over every person, and he took over overtime. The game goes to overtime. There was also another kind of sketch call on what gave France a 4-point play with 10 seconds left in the game that allowed them to tie it, takes it to overtime. Victor Wembanyama takes over. But I am 5'3 3/4, so I like Yuki Togiyashi, who is 5'4", and I said I was 5'4" my whole life.
Is that the Exhibit 10 dude or whatever?
I think
dude?
so.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And Victor Wembanyama is a whole 2 feet taller than that man. But France did win. If you are the US of A, your group is looking more manageable than the group of all the other groups, honestly, especially when you have the Canada, Greece, Australia, and who's the fourth team in that group? I can't even think of the fourth.
Say them again.
Australia, Canada, Greece, Spain. That's like group of death coming out of that. So we'll see how that fares for the U.S. Their first game against Serbia got 10.9 million viewers. That was more than Game 4 of the NBA Finals. That was more than Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So this is one of the events, the premier events of this Olympic cycle that has a lot of eyes on it.
I sent you that Jokic thing. I'm trying to find that stat.
Oh, the differential of Serbia with Jokic on the court versus Jokic not on the court.
31 minutes with Jokic on the court against Team USA. This is according to Basketball Forever. The score, 31 minutes with Jokic on the court, 81-81, USA-Serbia. Jokic off of the court, the 9 minutes he's been off the court, 29-3. Like, that's it right there. That's why you're getting beat.
Just let him lose and go watch the horses at equestrian, right? Let him go bet on some ponies. Can Olympians bet on other sports? I bet they can't. I bet they cannot. That would be my assumption.
No.
Right?
I would think not. Although,
but you know, Jokic, if he could,
would.
There's some horses.
Jokic is probably watching the horses like, yeah. Bring that one to my stable. I need to breed that. Let's get it going. I want that in my system.
There's a horse that like exclusively dances. I forget what the dancing horsing is called. That's not dressage. I think it's just called dancing. But he dances to like all hip hop and R&B songs, and his rider is like the oldest Olympian in the games. He's 57 years old or something. You have to find this horse. I meant to say, we can't show it, so there was no point in me sending it, but it brought me great joy. What didn't bring me joy yesterday?
Dressage.
It is dressage.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that equestrian knowledge. Are you asking me equestrian? That's from It Takes Two, Mary-Kate and Ashley, classic movie. She's like on the back of a horse.
I remember
the dad is saying something and she goes, "Are you asking me equestrian?"
I remember it. I don't remember what happened in it.
She also drops an escargot in a glass of champagne, and the like evil stepmom is like, "Hey, do I make myself clear?" And she goes, "Crystal." It's a great movie.
Okay.
R.I.P.
We need
Kirstie
to do
Alley.
Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Don't tempt me with a good
What can
time.
we do with?
We could do Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. Passport to Paris, Winning London.
Okay, but what else? Like,
It Takes Two.
We could throw JTT in that as well. I'm sure he's got some movies. We need like child star of the '90s movies.
Fine.
Could we do that?
Yeah.
So
I'll
it's not just
work
all
my
Mary-Kate
brain.
and Ashley.
I mean, my option will be
Will
Mary
be-
Kate and Ashley. And I think Ben and
Because
Doyle,
Lindsay
Ben and Doyle is on
Lohan-
my side.
I think Lindsay Lohan is another one of those.
Okay, but if we throw like Freaky Friday in there, Freaky Friday would
Freaky Friday's
absolutely
not
win.
from the 90s.
2000s, you're right. So it has to be 90s.
At Parent Trap.
But I think Passport to Paris might be early.
If it's early 2000s,
2000s.
the Olsen twins have movies.
No,
in the
99.
90s. Yeah, there we
99.
go. There
Okay.
we go.
All right. What I was going to say didn't bring me joy yesterday was the 3-on-3 action because the men and the women lost. The men lost to Serbia.
Horrible.
The women lost to Germany.
Awful.
And all I can think to myself is, what are we doing? I do not care that this is a different kind of basketball game. No, is basketball the central part of the sport?
Yes.
Yes. I don't care that it's half court. I don't care that it's fast paced. I don't care that there's no 3-pointers. If basketball is being played and the United States of America is playing the game of the basket of the ball, they should be dominating. And they did not dominate yesterday. I was so excited to watch Jimmer Fredette, 35-year-old Jimmer Fredette of the old Jimmer time. My first published sports journalism piece in college for Neon Tommy. That was our digital publication. It was the Grind City Media of USC before Grind City Media existed or anyone else was doing like digital publications. It was on Jimmer Mania and the Jimmer run and BYU's run into March Madness, and just he would make an absurd amount of threes. You don't have threes in the 3-on-3 sport at the Olympics, but still, I thought Jimmer might still have something in the gas. He did not. The rest of his team did not either. The rest of his team consists of Dylan Travis, Canyon Barry, and Kareem Maddox.
Come on.
Where's Jaylen Brown?
Come on, man.
Jaylen Brown was left hanging by Team USA. Why is he not on the 3-on-3 team? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you have to be FIBA ranked in 3-on-3. You have to participate in enough 3-on-3 competitions, like sanctioned 3-on-3 competitions throughout the year to earn FIBA points and then to make the training camp for 3-on-3. And because NBA players are so busy, and even the training camp itself, I think is in May, so it's right in the midst of either your team is in the playoffs or your season just ended and you just concluded 82 games, and I doubt the last thing you want to do. But they have to make 3-on-3 mean something, because otherwise it's going to be littered with people that no one knows, and everyone's going to look at us and laugh. I don't want us to be laughed at on the basketball court.
Is this who's the governing body for
FIBA?
For the U.S. though.
Oh.
Is it the same one that is in charge of the men's and women's basketball teams? Because if so, Grant Hill, I need you to go holler at some of these dudes on the ends of benches and on the G League stuff and be like, hey man, listen, you can sit here and ride this bench, or you can go and get a gold medal. Like, come on, man. James Wiseman, come here. Let me holler at you.
Seriously.
Kenny,
or
Kenneth
Kenneth
Lofton Jr., come on.
Get at least one notable college player right now, because at least on the women's side, they have Haley Van Lith, who the women lost to. The women won at the World Cup.
Yes.
And it was Haley Van Lith was on that
But
team.
I feel like they lost a match there, too.
They did.
Yeah.
Both teams have a chance to bounce back. I'm not going to overreact until there's full reason to
basketball is ours.
overreact.
We shouldn't be losing any basketball.
Not in the debut.
You and I, they should be able to send you and I over there and put us on those teams, and we be fine.
I don't touch 3-on-3 anymore.
Oh.
They're doing it again.
Who?
I've heard rumors. I've heard
Is it coming back?
rumblings. I've heard rumblings that the company 3-on-3 tournament. No one has asked me.
I can't wait
Nobody
to
has
sign
asked
the
me.
waiver. I'm here, and with you not playing, there's no reason for me to rush back to take somebody to the hospital.
If I do not get to take the symbolic first shot, the ceremonial first shot, if they keep me out, if they lock me out of my own game that I sacrificed my body for, I lost an Achilles for this company's 3-on-3 tournament.
It?
Yeah, I lost it.
It's still.
I lost a part of it.
Did you?
I don't know. I don't know if they had to remove. It was.
It's still.
Mine was fully snapped.
Yeah, so they
fused it back together.
Yeah, they stitched it back together.
Anywho, the other members of the women's team are Dearica Hamby and Ryan Howard, both who play in the WNBA, but as we've explained on the show many a times, WNBA players don't make as much money as NBA players. They find ways to play other basketball events, be it overseas or 3-on-3 tournaments. So they were able to be a part of the pool. I saw a lot of, what about Caitlin Clark yesterday? Caitlin Clark didn't go to the training camp. Neither did Angel Reese. So neither of them were eligible to be selected for the 3-on-3 team. Cameron Brink was supposed to be on this 3-on-3 team before she got injured early in the season, tore her ACL, so she couldn't play. But it's not like you could just call up Caitlin Clark and say, hey, Caitlin, you wanna join this 3-on-3 team because we don't think we're gonna be good enough to dominate? Like, she made the choice, or her team made the choice, or somewhere along the way, she didn't go to that camp, so she can't be in it. I wish she was. I wish we'd had Caitlin Clark out there yesterday. I wish we'd had a team of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and De'Erica Hammy or Ryan Howard. Give us one veteran WNBA presence. I'm sorry, Haley Van Lith. I love you as a person. You've stepped up a lot of times along the way. I think you're from Wenatchee. And shout out Wenatchee. I have family in Wenatchee. But
you sound so dirty.
Wenatchee?
Wenatchee. Come here, give me that Wenatchee, girl.
It does sound nasty.
What that Wenatchee do?
We need to win 3-on-3 basketball.
Win 3-on-3 and you get some of that Wenatchee.
Stop saying it like that. I've never thought about the word Wenatchee in a gross way,
will.
and now I will never think of it.
You're welcome.
My poor cousin is gonna be like, "Are you gonna come visit me in Wenatchee?" And I'll be like, "No." It's beautiful. There's a lake, Lake Wenatchee.
That lake is extra moist, huh?
I hate you. We're taking a break. We're coming back. We did not get to the new NFL kickoff rules that people are talking about. Maybe we'll slide those into WTF after we catch up with DeAngelo Williams. What we talk to him about, we never know. We'll find out after a quick break.
Wenatchee.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
We have two pairs of shoes that literally are not released to the public right now, and we're going to give you a live look.
First look in hand of the Armor Year 3.
Look at that leather.
Leather is super nice on this here. I actually tried to cheat this into my top 10 so far, but Kelsey said I could. These have yet to be seen. These are the Armor Year 4s. These are called Phantom. I'm sorry, these are called Phantom.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Looking at the college football playoff and the odds to make the college football playoff, this is the top 13 teams. 7 of these 13 are out of the SEC.
I think that first year in the SEC is going to be different. Like I do. I just think it's going to be different.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt, live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I saw the Drew Hill story. Y'all rode together in the car, and you put the seat back.
Yeah, I put the seat all the way back, and his knees were still crunched up. And he was like, "Nah, bro, so I drive a Kia, man."
A Kia?
What?
He's 7'4", yo.
Yeah, I don't know how he does.
He got the seats removed.
Somehow.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Hey Grizzlies fans, turn your stadium excitement into betting action at Southland Casino Hotel. As a proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, Southland brings you more gaming action than ever before. Step onto our massive casino floor stretching more than 2.5 football fields. Slot enthusiasts can enjoy more than 2,300 machines from penny slots to high limits and play the hottest games like Aristocrat, Dollar Storm, Cloverlink, and Lightning Cash. Table game aficionados can feel the thrill of the felt with 50 live table games. From 3-card to blackjack match, we're ready to deal you in. Plus, don't miss stadium gaming for an interactive digital experience. And for high rollers, our high limit room is calling your name. Go big on 6 high limit blackjack tables or spin one of our 54 high stakes slot machines. Throw in 8 delicious dining options and a 300-room high-rise hotel, and there's plenty to keep you going. At Southland Casino Hotel, the gaming excitement never stops.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Maxwell in concert. The Serenade Tour. October 16th at FedEx Forum. Maxwell. With special guest Jasmine Sullivan. And October London. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Maxwell Live.
You know what's exciting about this time of year, Lang?
What's that?
The Olympics. Let's go with some NBA players. They're not going to be playing basketball in the Olympics. What sport would you want them to play, and what players do you have playing those Olympic sports?
All right, number 3, Steph Curry. I want to see him play golf. Golf is in the Olympics. And we know Steph Curry is an awesome golfer. Like I've watched him in some of those Pro-Am things. He got the hole-in-one, I think, at Pebble Beach last year.
IMHO with Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media.
Welcome back. It's Wednesday. That means it's time to catch up with DeAngelo Williams. DeAngelo, what's new?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, I'm just watching the Olympics all day, every day, and then repeating that the next day. Have you watched the Olympics at all?
Yes. And,
yes and no.
Yeah, yes and no. So before the Olympics on, I couldn't wait. Our U.S. Olympic close.
Hold on, DeAngelo, we can't hear you.
You're cutting in and out. You got to go to a different room, I guess. Let's count the doors.
It's time to play our favorite game. How big is DeAngelo's house? I've never seen this piece of art behind him.
It's
so
beautiful,
this is
though.
a new
I like the
room.
bird.
Are you in the bathroom?
Wow, no.
You act like that's a ridiculous
I thought he was going to say,
question.
I actually thought you were going to say, wow, yes. How did you know?
That's great. No, I'm not.
We can't hear you is the problem. You're cutting in and out on the audio. We can see you. You're crystal clear seeing. Now you're upside down, but we can't hear your words.
Can you hear my words now?
No, they keep cutting out in the middle or at the end. Yeah, oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
No!
He's gonna cover. It's fine.
Let's see the doors, DeAngelo.
It's okay. When he does this, it just allows me to imagine that his house has 100 doors. Okay, speak.
What about now?
We can hear you now. This is better.
Okay. All right. I was saying that
Oh, we spoke too soon. Okay, while DeAngelo tries to find someplace where we can hear him, I'll just keep rambling about things I've seen at the Olympics that I really enjoyed. CJ, did you see that one of the fencers from Egypt was 7 months pregnant when she competed?
I did see that. That's incredible. And so she was in the last Olympics and didn't make it out of the first match. But this time she made it out of the first match. She got eliminated in the second match. And she's 7 months pregnant. She
7
announced
months pregnant.
afterwards.
She won a match.
She did.
As 7 months pregnant. On Instagram, she said, what appears to you as 2 players on the podium, there were actually 3. It was me, my competition, and my yet to come to our world little baby. What a flex for this baby. This baby was already an Olympic competitor before he or she was even born. Like, you could go on the playground one day and look at all the other little kids and say, have you been to the Olympics? And they'd say, no. And you'd be like, I competed in the Olympics in my mother's womb. Also, shout out women, because like, as you said earlier, CJ, you wouldn't even jump in the Seine because you're afraid that you'd get a little tummy ache.
Yeah.
This woman
She's got
fenced 7 months pregnant.
Constant tummy ache and
But
bladder,
let's not even just call it a tummy ache.
bladder
constant,
stuff happening as well. Like, she is in a constant state of discomfort, and she's out there with the fencing sword getting after it. That's great. Did she medal? She didn't medal.
No,
did
she
Okay.
advanced to the round of 16.
Okay.
So she won a
Which
game, match,
still impressive.
whatever we call
Still impressive.
individual wins within the fencing world. I saw some man to understand like the plight of his wife who was late in pregnancy, maybe like 7 or 8 months in pregnancy. He taped a watermelon to his stomach, like saran wrapped a watermelon and 2 like melons to his chest so that he could understand the pain that his wife is going through. And I think all men, married or not married, should be required. You know how we had to like have little sack of flour babies in health class? You didn't have a sack of flour baby?
Never did
You didn't
that.
have little like baby with a little bow?
Nope. Never
Sack
did
of flour babies were. Now I think they use actual like animatronic dolls. Because we have the technology now where they can cry and need to be fed. But back in the day, we just had a big old sack of flour that you had to carry around and pretend it was a baby in health class. Instead of doing that, I mean, you should still do that because it teaches you, I don't know, how to care for a sack of flour, how to have the responsibility to make sure that you don't lose your sack of flour. But I think all the men, like you, DeAngelo, and like you, CJ, should have to saran wrap the watermelon to your stomach so that you get how painful it is to carry the miracle of life.
Jessica, my body, my choice, and I'm choosing not to do that dumb shit. No.
Wow. Well.
DeAngelo, what say you? Really want to get your thought on this. DeAngelo, turn your Wi-Fi off on your phone.
No, I think it's not the Wi-Fi. I think, do you have headphones, DeAngelo?
I do not.
You don't have headphones? I think it's, for whatever reason, it's
I have headphones, but I don't have headphones.
I think it's your speaker is the issue, because you're clear as day. Your house looks beautiful. I love the brick. It looks gorgeous. Your front porch, I think you have some like floral situations going on, but we just can't hear you.
Come on,
We're
man.
Struggling to hear.
Back on the, because I do want to get. Oh, see, he's trying to cover up. There's
I know.
One. There we go. Here we go.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
No, I'm telling you, it's the speaker.
You got to get the headphones, D.
Okay.
Yeah, get the headphones.
What were you gonna say, CJ?
While
As he goes
you're
and finds
finding
his
the headphones, DeAngelo, I'm not doing that. I've seen men go out there and they've got the little things that they can strap, the little electrodes they strap to you to make it so you can feel
contractions
what, like
or periods,
a contraction
or
or
a period cramp.
pain,
Yeah.
cramp feel like. No, I don't want that. You guys say it's painful. I'm gonna rock with you. I asked a friend of mine once in undergrad, so went to all boys school, didn't have to worry about any of this stuff, didn't interact with very many people who had periods popping off, right? Got to college, made friends with some ladies, and they started talking about it, and it's just, as a dude, you shut the hell up. But one day I was one-on-one with one, and she made a strange face. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you? It's like, oh, I caught a cramp. It's like you been working out? She's like, no, a period cramp, you dumbass. It's like, oh, okay. Well, if you don't mind my asking, what does that feel like? She said, here's what it feels like. I'm glad that you asked. Take your testicles, twist them, and have somebody stomp on them with high-heel boots on. It's like, oh, okay. I never want to feel that.
Wow.
I never. And if that is accurate, if that's close to accurate, God bless y'all for going through that once a month, and then to bring children into this world where the pain is all the more painful. So if you want me to experience that type of pain, you're outside your mind. No. I was born. I hit the genetic lottery. I'm a dude. Dudes get to run the world by abuse, and we don't have to deal with those types of things. Therefore, I'm not going to go out there and voluntarily deal with those types of things. No, get out of here. Strap a watermelon and melons to my tummy.
favorite part of it was him trying to get off the toilet. It also was bad. It was like good birth control for me still, because I just know I'm not ready yet to be that uncomfortable. One day I will. One day I'll make the
Go ahead and start
sacrifice.
getting rails in so you can pull yourself up.
You gotta pull yourself up. You gotta if you drop a pen, it's just lost.
Oh yeah, it's down.
And you're just
there.
never grabbing
Oh,
anything
no.
again. Well, if you drop your keys, guess you're not going anywhere. 'Cause
No.
you're not bending down to pick it up.
No.
It's a difficult world. So I can't believe that woman was pregnant while she fenced. Do we have DeAngelo?
We're trying to.
I have volume.
Yeah. There you are.
Is this volume cool?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Kyra, turn them up some. But okay. We're good.
Yeah.
Angelo, you strapping a watermelon to your tummy?
I'm not doing any of that. I'm sorry. Like, look, I can level with you, but I understand. But like I can tell you something, and you can tell me something, but you expect me to understand without. And that's the same way when it comes to things that us gender. That's all.
DeAngelo, I'm not laughing because of what you're saying. I'm laughing because we still can't hear you.
We're going to let you go. We're going to try and call you back, though. We're going to try and make this work. All right, so we're going to call you right back. All right.
Are we?
I mean, maybe not, I guess. Do you not?
I mean, I want to talk to DeAngelo. But I don't know if DeAngelo's computer wants him to talk to us.
We'll give him a call back. If it doesn't work, then we'll just tell him bye.
Okay, before we take a break, the schedule for today, because I saw some people. Are we going to break and try to call him back?
We're calling him back now. So
okay. So as you try to call him back, I saw somebody ask what time the USA men's game is against South Sudan. That's at 2:00 Central Time. The 3-on-3 games are at the same time almost. So At 2:30 is the women's 3-on-3 game. At 3:35 is the men's 3-on-3 game. You don't have to watch those yet. They have to earn your respect. They have to earn your eyeballs. But we have a ton of medaling events too going on. I think Katie Ledecky has a chance at a gold later this afternoon. That Marchand from France has the ability to continue on in his quest to be the French Michael Phelps. He is fun to watch. Like the atmosphere at the pool. The two best atmospheres I've seen at the Olympics so far have been Simone Biles, anytime she does anything for Team USA Gymnastics,
as well it should
and
be.
this Leon Marchand
Boo
in the pool. Boo Marchand.
Boo Marchand.
More like Mar.
Oh, you got out there on that limb. You got out there on that limb. And you couldn't bring it back.
No, I couldn't bring it back. We have.
Are you working while you're going to be doing this show, Lord willing, one day in the future? While
When I'm pregnant? I've had this thought.
I've heard pregnancy brain is a real thing, and your
I
brain
know.
is already.
It's fried.
As is evident by getting
going
out
on
there
the
that
limb of March.
Yeah.
I hope for your sake that they just give me the whole 9 months off. I hope there's this new wonderful kind of maternity leave where the second you find out you're pregnant, it's like, oh, our gift to you for going through this incredibly challenging time on your body is that from the moment you know you're pregnant through the finish line and then some, whatever the normal maternity leave is after the baby is born, that is all sandwiched into one thing so that you, CJ, do not have to deal with me when I'm pregnant, because I'm already worried for my husband to deal with me when I'm pregnant. DeAngelo, hi.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now. You're perfect. You're crystal clear.
Look. So I like I was saying earlier, I don't have to experience what you're going through a demonstration to understand what it is that you have to say to me about being pregnant. If you tell me that, hey, it's like twisting your balls in a vice grip,
you get it,
doing all these negative things, okay, I get it. You don't have to take me through a demonstration process so you understand what it is that you think I need to get. All that's not necessary, right?
Yeah.
So it's just we're not going around as men telling you about how things feel for us and demonstrating those things with you guys, because I think it's unnecessary. Each gender comes with its pros and cons on both sides. No pro and con is not stronger or lesser than the other one. It's just that that's what our differences are, and we should accept those.
Are you watching any of the Olympics, DeAngelo?
I'm not watching any of the Olympics because I got upset with the Memphis U.S. the U.S. men's basketball team.
Okay.
Because there was no damn way that should have been a close game. Here's my thoughts. When I'm watching the Olympics, the basketball team is something that I feel like we draw our energy from, only because of what the Dream Team did for us and all those basketball teams did in history's past. So you would think with LeBron James and Steph Curry and all those guys deciding this year is going to be the year that they go in and be a Olympic team that was like the past, that will come in and be like the gold medal team where they just go in, blow teams out. It's not even close. When I have a close game like that, now we're like, okay, is LeBron really the greatest? And then people are like, oh yeah, he is. He's just not in his prime anymore. Can you imagine doing the things that he's doing at his age? Yeah, I can imagine that, because Shaq was still doing the same thing because of his size and his ability to do the things that he was good at when he was younger.
Shaq was not 40 years old doing what Shaq was doing at 23. No, Shaq was not, DeAngelo. Stop it.
Also,
no.
but I do, but okay, wait. Because we don't even have to get into that. You think Shaq was doing at 40 what Shaq was doing in his 20s?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
what
okay.
I'm saying is the things that they are good at, the things that made them good, you could do it for a very long time because the game hasn't changed in that aspect. So when you watch basketball, shooting has changed in terms of the range in which you shoot, because Steph Curry has changed that. We could shoot 60-footers, 70-footers, 80-footers, or something like that. but LeBron game has always been take you to the basket and score. That in basketball will never change and never get old because that's something that's always open if that's what you do, getting to the basket. Let me see, Amari Stoudemire, I'm not saying that he was a legend, that he was great, but he was good at what he did. He didn't shoot jumpers like that, and his game at that time was fitting because getting to the rim is all you had to do because nobody was challenging you like that in the NBA. All I'm saying is that LeBron James' game is tailored to long term because all you got to do is get to the basket and score. It's not that hard if you're a professional NBA player. Granted, I say that
You're
but
crazy.
it's not.
DeAngelo, I just want to like throw out some Olympians' names and see how aware you are of them because we were talking about this in the offices with some Olympians. So Katie Ledecky, have you heard of Katie Ledecky?
Okay. I have.
What she do? What event? Or just what sport?
I want to say Katie Ledecky is a swimmer.
Yes.
What about Simone Biles?
Simone Biles, she's on all the floor routines. She's on the pummel. She's on the
no pummel for the women.
But
the
I
ball.
got you, gymnastics.
Yes, gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
Yeah,
Got you.
gymnastics. Yeah.
Marchand.
You got me there.
No, I know that one because he hasn't watched any of the Olympics this year. I didn't know who Leon Marchand was until 3 days ago, and now I know everything about this man's life.
Why am I blanking on track and field? Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yep, I know her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Noah Lyles.
I know what's going on with the Olympics. My thing is that I don't like Simone Biles. So she's somebody that I love to watch, but I don't understand what the hell I'm watching.
Oh, that's why you have to get fully
understandable,
educated.
It doesn't matter how immersed you get into those floor routines and things like that. I don't know the logistics of. I don't know what they're judging because I'm like, oh, that was really good, and the judges scored, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I don't know what I'm looking at. Like,
that happens to me all the time. I'll be like, wow, that was incredible. And the judges are like, oh, that was catastrophic for their overall chances at making a medal. And I'm like, I thought it looked pretty good. Or with like the skateboarding, they fall down 100 times. Like everyone's falling all the time, but then they still score high and they still medal. I get that. I understand. Like even this morning I was watching saber team fencing, and we've had 3 different kinds of fencing: saber, épée, and one other kind that's name I already forget. And I don't know the specificities of it, but I can get swept away in the moment. As it pertains to like USA basketball setting the tone, I do agree with you because even though, I want to ask you this question on medal counts in the Olympics, because even though you don't watch everything, ultimately at the end, you're going to check a scoreboard and see, okay, how many medals did the U.S. get? Do you care about the total medal count or the gold medal count?
I don't care about any of those at all. What I care about is that if we're, as Americans, supposed to be the best at something. So if we're putting Simone Biles out there and we're supposed to be the best at something, I'm expecting us as a U.S. Olympic team to dominate like Simone Biles is dominating, whether it's basketball. So I expect us, when we go into a basketball game, that if we're supposed to be the superior country at basketball, then I need you to show me that. I don't need you to win by 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 points. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up for you to absolutely destroy these countries when they step on the floor and challenge us at basketball.
I agree. Because we lead the medal count of 27, but we only have 4 gold medals so far. We have 2 in swimming, we have 1 in fencing, and we have 1 in gymnastics, obviously with the USA women's team winning yesterday. 12 silver medals, 11 bronze, but when you look at the countries that lead in golds, China has 8 gold medals right now. They got 3 gold medals in shooting. How does America not perform better in shooting? I feel like we put a lot of energy into that.
Jessica, too soon. Too soon.
I didn't mean it in that. No, wait, I didn't mean it in that. I meant like we.
Also, our shooters very clearly miss clear targets.
I did not mean it on that sense. I meant like we put so much money into guns.
Serious, Jessica?
We put so much money into guns. How do we not have a better shooting team? Did you see that girl from China? Did you see the girl from China? She was the coolest, cold-blooded gold medal winner. No cold blood, because it's just a target. That's what it is. This is not people. You're shooting at a target.
Jessica,
you
don't try to
both.
clean this
No,
up.
you
I
both.
can't believe you would say that.
You both go
I
in the
can't
wrong
believe you are
direction. That is not what I meant.
Unbelievable. You are unbelievable. You went in that direction. We just trying to
hate
figure out
you
where we're
both.
going. That's all we're trying to do. You going in the direction, so you driving, you lost, and you gonna blame it on us because you asleep.
China also had 3 gold medals in diving. I thought we had better divers than that. Cycling, we have a ton of bikes. Well, we don't have.
We have a ton of bike lanes. We don't have near enough.
But
bikes
I think
on
we
these
have a
bike
lot of
lanes.
mountain biking communities. I've been shocked at our lack of prowess in like mountain biking.
Jessica, if we don't win a gold medal, in basketball, I think as an Olympics, we have failed because I honestly believe every time we step on the basketball court, because that's our supposed to be number 1 or number 2 sport, and we're supposed to be really good at it. How do these other teams beat us if we put this many stars? Like, this is a collection of NBA players.
Yes, of course, they should win. It will be considered an international travesty if the U.S. men's basketball team does not win. Period. Same with the women. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about if the U.S. women's basketball team doesn't win, the discourse around this team will be catastrophic. I want off the internet if it happens.
So is that too much to ask for my country to just give me an NBA or a basketball gold medal? Is that too much?
I mean, it's not as easy as it's been in the past. Like, the rest of the world has leveled up. You don't get by in just being the United States of America. You should. Again, because of all these teams, there's only one where all 12 players are on the NBA. There's only one where there was a legitimate argument to be made of leaving players off of the team who should have been on it because they won an NBA championship and still couldn't make the team. But the world has made great advancements in the sport of basketball, is all I'm saying. I'm not taking away. If they lose, it will be considered horrific, awful, a stain on our great country.
So let me make sure I get this straight. So in a thought process filled world of Jessica, like, we should dominate the shooting aspect of the Olympics, but it's okay.
Yes, we have Steph Curry on the team. We should absolutely make more shots than the other team. Thank you. Also, in the chat, John Bucher pointed out the girl that I was talking about who won gold, she was from Korea. I think she was South Korean. I think she was on the South Korean shooting team. She was the one who the video went viral of her, just like not even budging. But China has 3 in shooting as well. I'm just saying we need to bump up the ancillary sports for the gold medals. Basketball gives you 1 medal. There's so many events in shooting, in fencing, in diving, in cyclists. They can have table tennis. I don't think we're ever going to be able to catch up.
I hear Iran has some plots going on out there. Where did they finish? Just want to make sure their shooters aren't accurate.
Oh my God, you guys are so annoying.
What?
We're not annoying.
I can't lean on the Secret Service. You see how close they let that man get?
You started this, and
I just want more gold medals because I don't want to have the argument of, oh, the U.S. is going to dominate. We have more Olympians than any other country. We have like over 500 Olympic competitors over there. We should win the medal count. I just think that the gold medal count plays a higher role. I can get excited about a rugby bronze. I can get excited about a men's gymnastics bronze because I'm just happy that they finished on a podium. But ultimately, the U.S. needs to find more gold medals.
And see, that's another thing too. Like, it's tough because here in America, we glorify coming in first place. So when you go to Olympics and you do make the podium, second or third place, like, you're the second best in the world. Like, how do you celebrate that? Like, are you happy about that? Because, I mean, don't you strive to be number 1?
Yes. But it's also like the difficulty of even making the Olympics, the sacrifices that are made. You know, more Olympians than not don't medal at all. Like they're just there, which is an accomplishment in itself. Like, it's an accomplishment to make the Olympics. But then if you're gonna make the podium, I just would like for the United States of America to have more gold medals than the rest of the countries competing.
Particularly in shooting.
Yes. I just feel as if we should have.
I still can't believe she said. I still can't believe she
God.
said something today. Like, I wouldn't have known
You all took it in a completely different direction. We put so much money. We put so much money into guns in this country and the protection of guns in this country. You're not going to have a better shooting team at the Olympics? Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. Just like
what is the money for?
Player and a referee. We all
not protecting schools. Sorry.
And what's not? Because you definitely trying to backtrack. You definitely.
I am not backtracking. My issue.
Sure.
No, DeAngelo, I am not backtracking. My issue is with how much importance we put on guns. We put more importance on guns in this country than we do on schools in this country. So why can't we get a gold medal? Tell me that.
I'm gonna tell you something. On the heels of what just happened with the RNC going on, with candidates getting shot at, that's the direction you go in for the Olympics.
It's the Olympics. They've taken my attention away from politics. I'm so sorry.
You know that the missed shot has been the topic of conversation for a very long time. For you to come up and say that we should be
honestly,
good
it hasn't been in my topic of conversation in like a week. I've been into the Olympics. Now you're bringing it back up. I'm leaving you. Goodbye. We'll try again next week. We will try again next week. We will try again next week. Bye.
You okay over there?
No. No. I don't like when my intent.
You so flustered.
My intent got twisted.
You know that's what was going to happen.
No, to be completely honest.
You didn't know we were going to twist that?
No, I didn't forget about it. Never forget. But the political cycle has been.
One of those things to never forget? Like,
I don't
we always
know.
want to remember that?
No, I feel like we exclusively use never forget for 9/11 is never forget.
Kennedy assassination.
But I don't think we put a never forget on that. You just don't forget because you're taught it in history classes.
Assassination.
Right.
Like attempted assassinations, we forget.
We forget it.
I forget all the time. Ronald Reagan.
Me too. Was in love with Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
I always forget the intent of it too.
Yeah.
And until I go back and watch little-known Stephen Sondheim cult classic musical Assassins, which is all about the assassinations throughout this country's history.
Only Jessica Benson
would be able to bring it back to Stephen Sondheim. Yes, correct.
I was going to say bring it back to the theater, but
specifically,
yeah,
the great Stephen Sondheim.
Yeah, you
Into
saying
the
his
Woods,
name like that
A Little Night Music, Sunday in the Park with George. One of the greatest rhymers of all time.
I mean, I think Busta Rhymes is the greatest rhymer of all time, but that's just me.
I think if Stephen Sondheim and Busta Rhymes had been able to get in a rhyme off.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died.
Okay.
Recently.
All right.
We're just too late. West Side Story.
Oh, okay, there we go.
He was a part of the team that.
Okay, well then never mind. I don't count it.
I know. It counts.
Okay.
We have to go. And then we have to come back. And we have a story time.
Yeah,
and we have, oh my God, and I had something that I discovered that is way, way scarier than anything I've seen as of late. AI has gone another step too far. You know me, I'm all about it. I'm like, accept technology, accept the robots. I don't want the robots to come for me. But this that crossed my timeline earlier today, go check out friend.com. And then we're going to talk about friend.com when we come back.
They needed size, they needed shooting. What were your initial thoughts on how this class turned out for the Grizzlies?
Analytically looking at it, you had to have a big man, and they got the best big man that was left on the board.
Hey Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Looking at the college football playoff and the odds to make the college football playoff, this is the top 13 teams. 7 of these 13 are out of the SEC.
I think that first year in the SEC is going to be different. Like I do. I just think it's going to be different.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You have proven everybody wrong every single time, every step of the way. Does it get frustrating that people are still skeptical that you can do this?
I kind of just expect it now. I think I would be uncomfortable. People weren't doubting me all the time. it's just kind of been part of it, been part of my life. In college, I couldn't tell you why people keep doing it, but they keep doing it, and it keeps working out for me.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Justin Timberlake. I'm bringing sexy back. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Anticipate each challenge. Make a quick response. Capitalize on every opportunity. And win. Greatness won't wait. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
This is another JBS production.
Twinkle, twinkle, rockabye. It's story time. Let's let it fly. The JB Show with CJ here to bring you tales that bring you cheer or fear or tears, whatever's here. Now hush you babies, listen up. It's story time. Let's get turned up. Am I the a-hole for being hurt, offended that my husband snatched something from me while I was sleeping? I am really quite hurt and offended about this whole situation, but please let me know if I'm overreacting. It has been about a week and my husband refuses to give me an apology. So I, 25-year-old female, really enjoy reading. It started with Harry Potter when I was a kid and then I just never stopped. My husband, male 33, knows this. So a couple of weeks ago he was in the store and happened to see a stuffed animal that happened to look like a little dragon from a book series I really like. He obviously bought it for me. I thought it was so cute and it had been sitting in our bed for a while. My husband asked me why I did not want to put it on my bookshelf, but I said because I want to see it. Last week my husband was taking work calls really late and I fell asleep before him. Unconsciously, I was laying with the dragon tucked in close to me, like cuddling it to my chest while I slept. I wasn't even holding the stuffed animal when I fell asleep. I did not mean to do it. When my husband came in to go to bed, apparently he did not like that and snatched it from my arms as I was sleeping. This startled me, and then he immediately started to scold me. I did not even know what he was talking about, and I realized that he had ripped my earring out from snatching the dragon. I was literally bleeding. The earring back just scratched me. It didn't rip my piercing or anything, but it still hurt. He told me it was weird to sleep with stuffed animals as an adult and threw the thing on my bookshelf. I genuinely have no idea why this made him so mad, but he refuses to say sorry, even for ripping my earring out. I do not feel like I'm asking too much, asking him to apologize. Am I? Well, this took a turn, because at first I was gonna kind of be like, oh.
Like what?
Like,
you don't sleep with a stuffed animal?
I do when Chris is out of town.
You can pry my teddy bear from my cold, dead hands. Isn't that what Ronald Reagan was saying? That's what he was talking about, prying from dead hands?
Yeah.
My teddy bear. Sleep with all my teddy bears.
Do you?
Brown bear, blue bear.
All the bears.
All the different colored
Wow,
bears.
it's amazing that you work for the Grizzlies. Such an affinity for bears.
I don't know
It just
what to
worked
tell you.
out. It's in your heart.
You're not snatching my damn teddy bear. Should have kicked him in the testicles.
I do think you reach an age where, like...
Do you?
I don't know. Is this not assumed? Should I have been sleeping with my Mutzi? Mine is a dog named Mutzi.
Okay.
And she wears a dress that is made out of my bedspread.
How long have you had Mutzi?
Since I was born.
Okay.
Like in the crib.
Okay.
Like came home, put in the crib for the first time. Mutzi's there. Mutzi used to be fluffy. Mutzi is a raggedy, looks like a street dog.
I mean, brown bear is missing an eye.
Mutzi looks like you could find her like walking around any of the streets of Memphis. Like
Brown bear is losing stuffing as well. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But that's a good teddy bear.
But Mutzi just is on my like bedside table, on the bottom of the bedside table. Like I like her to still exist, but I don't sleep with her. And even now I don't sleep with her when Chris is out of town. I sleep with Chris's pillow when he's out of town.
The wife sleeps with
A stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal from time to time.
Okay.
And it's like, fine.
That's just a comfort thing. Anyway, the guy ripped her earring out. He's the a-hole. He should apologize.
Even if he didn't rip the earring out, to snatch something out of somebody's arms while they're sleeping, something as innocuous as a stuffed dragon. Get
Just
out
let
of
her
here.
sleep.
Let her sleep. Oh, the wife has a lot of them now that I think about it. She has 2 different bears, and she has, so get this, Sprinkles, a stuffed triceratops that we got from, what's the giraffe spot? Toys R Us. When Toys R Us was around, we went to buy Christmas gifts for the nieces, and they were all around the age when I guess for some people you think it's appropriate for you to have stuffed animals in your bed, right? So we go and we get Sprinkles. It's like, yo, we're gonna give this to a niece. Bow, put it in the cart. She picks it up. It's like, oh, it's so soft. It's like, okay, hold on to it till we get to the register. And we left, and she was like, no, the child isn't getting this. This is coming with me. We got to go buy that child something else. Go get him something else. This is mine now. So we have a stuffed triceratops that she sleeps with.
Okay.
She has 2 additional bears who she'll rotate in and out. And then we have brown bear and blue bear, like I said.
Okay.
So listen, I don't think
That's
you're ever
fine.
too old to sleep with.
If you want to,
or
do
any
it.
stuffed animal.
But you are absolutely too old to rip your wife's earring out, even if accidentally. Like, I'm sorry, you ripped the earring out.
Come in.
It's a simple apology.
Screaming and
Did
hollering.
you ever have your ears pierced?
No.
So you've never had an earring ripped out?
No.
It's atrocious. I had an
Is
earring.
it worse than pregnancy?
I don't know. Haven't been pregnant.
Okay.
But for me, it's been one of the most painful things in my life. I've had 2. I had one. I was a ball girl at the WAC basketball tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when I was but a babe, and I was sitting under the basket, and a player came flying into me and embedded my newly pierced earring. Like, I'd just gone to Claire's. I'd just gotten the ear pierced. And it embedded the earring into my ear, and I had to go to the Tulsa team doctor, and he had to cut open my earlobe and take the earring out. And then I eventually had to get re-pierced. I got a small stitch on here, and then I had to get re-pierced, but it couldn't be where it originally happened because the cartilage had grown back so thick, so they're uneven. My ear piercing is already uneven, number 1. Number 2, in college, I was on a fraternity formal situation, and a young man sucked my earring out of my ear.
Turn up!
No, it was disgusting.
What that
I was
mouth
so mad.
do?
It was an
That's what that
expensive.
mouth
It was an
do.
expensive earring, and it flew out on the bus. And I wouldn't let anyone get off the bus until we found my earring. My mom had given me this earring. So this ear is like really. You'll notice it's like
real low.
Yeah, it's real low. I'm really nervous that one day it's gonna just slice through the bottom, but it's held on strong thus far.
Do you keep up with that guy anymore?
Yeah, he's trying to be a comedian.
Bet he's happily married.
He should tell that story. I should send him a message to make sure that he remembers that. I don't know if he remembers that story because, like, I don't know if he remembers that night, but I'm rooting for him. He just is starting. He's like my age, and he's now decided to take a turn into comedy.
Okay, good for him.
Shout out to him. Here's your material.
There you go.
But if you ever accidentally do it because you pulled a stuffed animal out of your sleeping wife's arms and tore her ear open, just apologize. It seems like it's one of those. We have so many of these stories where it seems like it's an ode to larger problems in the relationship.
Get away from him.
This one's
Get the hell
right
away
here.
from him.
This one's right here. All right, let's do a couple WTF stories. I told you all during the break to Google friend.com. The domain is literally friend.com. Someone paid for this, and the people who did pay for it are the owners, the inventors, the creators of this new company that is essentially a necklace that you wear around your neck, and it is an imaginary friend. And this imaginary friend communicates with you via messaging because it hears you talk. So the example used in the ad, it's like a 2-minute video presentation of what this is. And included in it is this woman out on a walk. And so she'll talk, and then she'll get a message on her phone because it's attached to the necklace around her neck, who is hearing her, who knows her location, who knows where she's out. And they talk back and forth. And they are billing it as friend, not imaginary, but it is essentially, it's an imaginary friend. Or I guess it's not imaginary, it's a robot friend. This is like her. This is one step away from having robot girlfriends.
I saw AI was able to detect breast cancer, potential breast cancer cells.
Awesome.
Well before they become breast cancer.
That's incredible.
Like, that's wonderful. That is what AI should be used for. If AI can make things like that a bit easier to improve quality of life, absolutely here for it. This nonsense is goofy. What are you talking about? You're just texting a robot? You're that thirsty? Why don't you just hop online and chat with the AT&T customer service thing? What are we talking about here? Go out there and make friends.
Go to the grocery store.
Do you make friends at the grocery store?
No.
Okay,
But
go
at
to
least if you don't go into a self-checkout line, if you're still someplace that has grocers, you could at least have
grocers
the.
are coming back because people keep stealing.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God people are stealing.
I want people to have jobs. No, I want people to have jobs.
You're being a bit odd today, Jessica.
I want people to have
I didn't know you were pro crime like that.
jobs. I'm pro jobs. Bless.
No, go to a bar, sit down at the bar, talk to the people as they come into the bar, make you a friend that way. You are grown up.
You also like don't have to make a. I mean, hop on a video game and like play against somebody on headset.
Go to the.
Go to a chat room.
Go to.
Do we still have chat rooms?
Wow. You are really on a roll of bad ideas today, Jessica. Like alarming ideas. Nothing bad ever happens to random women when they go into a chat room.
They had me thinking if I went in a chat room when I was a kid that I was gonna like be poofed out of my computer room. Like, if you enter one of these chat rooms, they're gonna jump through the screen of your computer and take you out and sell you.
First kid really did a number on me.
Yeah.
First kid, I was like, I can't be out here chatting. There might be a crazy Secret Service agent who wants to kidnap me.
Yep.
What else
Anyway,
can you
this
do
thing
to make
is so
friends?
strange.
Join a local,
Play kickball.
adult kickball, softball league.
Go to a club.
Are you making friends at the club?
No, I didn't mean like a club. I meant like a book club or
find
more
one
and
of
more
those.
people. I actually saw there's been a study of an uptick in book clubs or bike clubs, running clubs, just various clubs because people are desperate for human interaction or like scheduled human interaction, scheduled camaraderie, opportunities for connectivity so that you don't have to put a stupid device. First of all, it's also stupid looking. It's big. It looks like the shell that Ursula takes Ariel's voice in and wears around her neck without the prettiness of the shell. It's just a big round blob in the middle of your chest.
How have you made grown-up friends? Past like 26.
It's hard work.
Okay, how have you made? Because you've got friends
Industry.
post 26,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So just working and you have friends.
One worked with Chris.
Okay.
The other worked with me. We did not work together, but we knew each other from that. And then the pandemic came, and we started going on walks. And then those two formed, and then was connected to another handful of girls through one of them. And then we just started going out, getting dinner, happy hours, book clubs.
There you go.
How have you made friends?
It's that easy. The bar.
The bar, yeah.
The bar. Just going to the bar, playing trivia. Shout out to
Trivia's great.
Cerrito Trivia. So did that. Adult basketball. So did that. Adult kickball. Did that. Yeah, that's how.
Pickleball.
That's how you do it.
I hate pickleball, but
It's a varsity sport up in Maryland.
I've
Montgomery
heard.
County. They made it a varsity sport. Pickleball in the Olympics in 2028.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I hate it. I don't want to win a gold medal in pickleball.
What?
Yeah, no.
Gosh, you are just
It's
full
embarrassing.
of bad takes today.
It's embarrassing.
What do you mean it's embarrassing? It's
Not
a
a real
sport.
sport. It's no.
That's breakdancing is a real sport.
Yeah,
BMX
breakdancing
biking is a
takes
real
skill.
sport.
BMX
This isn't a
takes
real
skill.
sport. Badminton, tennis, ping pong.
My 74-year-old mother could play pickleball.
Could she play it at an Olympic level?
I don't know. Try her.
Let's go, Miss Sharon. Start
No,
training.
I would not let my
What do you
mom
mean?
play
You-
pickleball.
you're gonna
I would
stop
not
her
let
from winning gold?
I would not let either of my parents play pickleball. Mom, Dad, no. I value your Achilles. I know what I had to go through, and pickleball is the #1 Achilles killer in the United States of America.
Achilles killer?
Killer.
I didn't know. I didn't know pickleball was out here with the gat like that. Chris,
It is.
pickleball 2028. Start training now. I think that is a sport. You said fencing earlier this week, and I agree with you. Chris, think you can medal in fencing.
Oh yeah, we played fencing. We fenced at some event we were at. They had a fencing station, and he kicked my butt back in the day. And I think he could do it. But pickleball, sure.
I also think he
Start
can train
training now, but he won't
train
do
for
it because I
pickleball.
won't let him. There were
What do you-
pickleball courts down at the music
Why would
festival
you
when
not
it was
let
here,
him?
down at Barbecue Fest.
You
I
don't
said,
really
no.
want to take his last name, and why are you trying to stop him from being
We'll play
great?
tennis like adults. We'll
He's
play
not
tennis
good,
like
he's
real
not
athletes.
good enough to beat Nadal and the rest of them dudes.
But he's good enough to go play tennis on the court. If you're good enough to play tennis, why would you choose to play pickleball?
'Cause
I
he's-
will return to
he's
tennis.
trying to
I
get
will
a
never do
medal.
pickleball.
He's trying to get a medal to win your love. This is
don't know.
loving basketball.
I don't know.
Yes, let him do it. This
Lee Evans in the
also-
chat. I hate pickup basketball put on by work organizations. It hurt my good friend's Achilles. Feel that?
Your premise
Seems
though,
oddly specific.
I think your premise for taking his last name
If he wins a medal,
would make a great romantic comedy.
It probably would.
Like they're already
Let me add it to my list.
Yeah, start writing that.
I've written the first 5 pages of a lot of books this summer.
Well, then you could
Just got to write the next 10.
What's my man's name you were talking about? The playwright? The dude?
Stephen Sondheim?
Yeah, then you could
I could make a musical.
You could be this generation Stevens.
Sondheim?
Yeah, him.
Oh, I'm going to take that spot from Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I mean, he's only got one.
He has multiple.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He also did In the Heights, which
That's
is
a
actually
movie.
better.
That doesn't
no,
count.
In the Heights was a musical before it was a movie.
Oh, and that was him?
Yes.
I thought that
and
was
he
the
starred
old
in it.
one.
He wrote and starred in it.
Okay.
And it's better than Hamilton.
Really? You're talking to somebody who, you know,
it was fine. You can't say that out loud. Is that how we talk about Hamilton?
That's how.
Anywho, don't be friend.comming. If you are out there and you feel the need to go to friend.com, just DM me. I'll write you back. That's again a terrible idea from me today. I'm full of them. Let's just end this.
Was there nothing
Was
else
there
good?
anything
I feel like
else?
there was something good in there.
Oh, were you excited about the Lululemon's long butt problem?
Long butt! That's what it was.
Long Legs was the scary movie of the summer, but Long Butt is here.
Fill me in on this Lululemon
Okay,
stuff.
so Lululemon thought that it had a new pair of pants that all the girlies were going to love. $98. Ugh. Lululemon newly released Breeze Through leggings. The app has just hundreds of negative reviews and complaints about its V-shaped back seam, which rises up from the seat of the pants all the way up the lower back, causing what users are calling long butt. This is their latest setback. Lululemon has seen its stock fall 50% so far this year, 16% just this past month. Long butt's not gonna help. No girly wants a long butt. I'm just saying, long butts are not cool. You want perky. You want up. You want Meg the Stallion butt. You don't want a long butt.
We used to love long butts in the 80s.
I don't know if anyone ever quite
80s
loved
was
long
was
butts.
long butts because we was wearing the thongs
problem
that have
with
the long butts. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, those aren't long. Like, there's a difference between
Throw the long butt pick back
proportionately
up.
long butts.
Throw the long butt pick back up.
It's the butt seam.
Okay, so what's the issue here?
It's the seam. This doesn't look as bad as some of the other examples that I have seen come across
I couldn't
TikTok
find any pictures of
and
the long
Instagram.
butt.
Oh, long butt came right up on my TikTok feed. It knew that I would be interested in avoiding. I am in the market for a new pair of yoga pants, and I will now not be getting the.
You got to get the long butt so we can see
The
if
breeze
it
throughs.
does make the butt long.
No, I would get those famous TikTok ones that make your butt look huge. The big butt leggings.
I went to Reddit and found some comments. Kyra, can you throw some of the comments up? Oh, this is my favorite thread.
Good old-fashioned pancake butt. That's what Mama used to make.
Pancakes.
Looks terrible for the butt deficient. They want an A-line so it doesn't look like they have a long back. Like, imagine putting on leggings and you've got a Hank Hill ass.
Hank Hill ass. Shout out to everybody with diminished glutes.
Xavier Moore said Vuori greater than Lululemon in the chat, and I have to agree as I am sitting here in my Vuori sweats today. Once you go Vuori, there's no going back. The fabric difference is spectacular. Also, started getting some aloe leggings. I've really started moving on from Lulu. I don't know if Lulu can bring me back. It's not with the long butt.
Oh, yes, doctor confirmed. That's long butt.
Only God and squats can help that woman now. You know you're in trouble when you're praying to God and squats.
Even a BBL can't help that.
You're like
Can it?
mid-squat. You're like, dear God, please give me a butt so I can butt far, far away.
This is my favorite comment right here.
That is one long.
That's one long ass right there. Oh, I love Reddit.
No one wants a long butt.
People, I feel like, listen, that's why Baby got back with such a big song in the early 90s.
So it was all the butts?
He was revolting against this standard of feminine beauty.
That was no butt.
That highlighted.
Maybe it was just a long
longer
butt.
butts.
Maybe it was just a long butt because there was no butt to be had. It was just an extension of the back.
Yes, that's what we wanted back in the day.
No.
Yes.
I think there was always
We didn't.
No, I understand, but like
Yes.
the
Culturally, as
the
a
white dudes,
collective.
the white dudes for Kamala at one point were looking at like the Kate Mosses of the world, all of the thin,
like flatbacks.
super skinny. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were more concerned with the
Bosoms.
enhancement of the chest.
Yes.
But if you were so skinny, you had neither. Sad time. Now we've bounced back. All the babies got back.
Amen.
Now you have to do the impossible, because now we're back. We're like back treading. I can see it on TikTok. Like skinny girl culture coming back strong.
Is it?
Coming back strong. But now you have to figure out skinny girl culture, but like don't lose your butt. Do those God and squats. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
What do you say? You can do side bends or sit-ups?
But please don't lose that butt. We used to listen to Baby Got Back on every single bus ride to a basketball game. It was like we'd do Baby Got Back straight into my humps. Like what a 1-2 punch.
Goodness. At like 12?
Yeah.
What are y'all?
Those were the
y'all
times.
little confident little
Those were the
preteen.
times, man.
All right,
more Olympic action today. Some medaling going on, swimming. Can the U.S. take over the pool?
We
haven't been dominant in the pool.
We got a bunch of people who look like they can swim.
An Irish person won a gold medal in the pool yesterday. I was like, I didn't know the Irish could swim like that. Well, they could.
Why are you stereotyping?
I don't know.
Irish?
You never hear, oh yes, famed Irish swimmer. Come on.
Black people and Irishmen, they can't swim apparently, according to Jessica.
You could bring together. You always hear Australia, UK, Italy, but one of my people won a gold medal yesterday. If I'm not rooting for America, I'm rooting for Ireland, and usually Ireland is not winning gold medals in much of anything. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. It'll be a Thursday. We will see you then. Bye.
If BBL Drizzy put on the long butt pants, what would they do to his butt?
Smush butt.
Smush butt?
No one wants a smush butt.
You see him begging people to stop flying over